I would be willing to bet that for the past 10 years, you haven't been able to play consistently on a single Minecraft world for more than a few months, let alone weeks. Let's set the scene here. It starts off like any typical night and you end up on the game with your boys. Maybe you're messing around on some random game that someone in the group suggested everyone install, soon to be sitting with the rest of the games that you've played one time in the past year. Either way, before you know it, someone switched over to YouTube and isn't talking in the headset. One other guy still isn't back from eating 2 hours ago, and now you can hear reels being blasted through your one buddy's headset that doesn't know how to mute his mic. Then, faintly in the background, you hear that unmistakable phrase, "Hey yo, do you want to play Minecraft?" Minecraft is a game that is so astronomically popular, it is very likely that you would not even be able to find a single person in your day-to-day life that hasn't at least heard of the game. With features being added to this game at an unprecedented rate, completely transforming the game from what we knew it to be even from its first official release, it seems like there should never be a lack of possibilities and things for you to explore. It's almost as if one Minecraft world should have enough content for you and your friends to enjoy the world for years to come. However, I can't help but ask myself, why does it not feel this way? I believe there are a few reasons behind the 2-week Minecraft phase, and I hope to not only address those reasons, but try and provide some insight on how to actually have fun in Minecraft again. Now, these reasons aren't really in any specific order, and every reason may not apply to you in particular, but this is what I have found my experience to be. I want to start off by addressing one of the most, if not the most controversial additions to Minecraft in its entire development, the first full release of the game in the Adventure Update. This update brought us many things that make Minecraft the game it is today, including, but not limited to, breeding animals, stackable food, the hunger bar, enchanting, and villagers. Believe it or not, this update was very controversial at the time of its release. And now in recent days, there is what I have come to be aware of as a golden age Minecraft community that solely plays older releases of Minecraft. And there are also several alternate development path mods and mod packs that are based on these older versions. More specifically, and most usually, Minecraft Beta 1.7.3, which is the version just prior to the Adventure Update. If you're more interested in this community and these type of mods, I'd highly recommend checking out the channels of Dialco and Paladin Ryan, which is how I was exposed to this community. Anyways, back to the Adventure Update, and the one key feature of this update that I left out earlier. Of course, I am talking about the Ender Dragon and the End Dimension. I know the feeling all too well of starting up a new survival world with a few friends, playing for a few weeks, and then once we finally beat the Ender Dragon, people mysteriously stop loading up Minecraft or not wanting to play on the world anymore. The answer is right there in front of us. They added an end to Minecraft. This is the exact moment for me when Minecraft turned from a survival sandbox game into more of a structured game. I believe that once this overarching goal of beating the dragon is achieved, that is enough for most players to lose motivation of continuing on with their same world. It's not that there isn't anything left to do in Minecraft now, it's probably due to the fact that we associate beating the Ender Dragon with beating the game, otherwise not having much left to do. This couldn't be further from the truth, but if you have no other goals set for yourself, you may find it very difficult to have motivation to continue playing. And while this may not be the case for everybody, it is definitely something that I at least wanted to mention in this video here. And while we're on the Adventure Update, I do want to make one quick side note about Enchanting. When Enchanting was first released, there was no real problem with it in my eyes, but as of recent years, I've really started to not like enchanting as much. With the addition of mending as an enchantment, and the fact that you don't lose all 30 levels of experience when enchanting like in older versions, the game has almost become too easy. Once you have your tools and armor set with mending, and ensure they won't burn in lava with the netherite upgrade, it's very rare that you'll have to build another set of tools or armor again. For me, this not only significantly reduces the value of diamonds, but it also reduces the thrill of finding them. Moving on to the next reason here, I could easily see this going both ways, but what I want to talk about is just overall bloat of the game. The Ender Dragon was only the first step of the bloating process, and now we have things like woodland mansions, which are cool, but what do they really do? You can find allays and pillager towers, and you can get totems from raids. We also have shipwrecks, which admittedly do add in conduits, but have you ever actually used one of those? Do you even know what one of those looks like or how to set it up? It looks like this, by the way. We have desert temples, trial chambers, sniffers, ocean monuments, and now ancient cities. And all of these things are cool, but you can play Minecraft without ever actually visiting any of these. Not only do we have bloat with the mobs and generated structures, but in the world also. If you've played Minecraft any time in the past 5 years, you know that inventory management is an absolute nightmare. There's dirt and cobble, but then you have andesite and diorite and gravel and granite and deep slate and dripstone and amethyst, and let's not even mention the normal ores that you can find underground. I remember back in the day it was rare for my inventory to fill up, and when it did, it was really difficult having to decide which blocks I wanted to throw out, because even the gravel I would use for my paths simply because there were no other options. To me, it feels as if back in beta Minecraft, every single block had a use and a purpose, while today that is simply not the case. Again, I want to reiterate here that this point can go both ways. There are several amazing Minecraft building YouTubers that can combine all of these blocks together into absolute masterpieces. But for a casual player like me, it's almost like I get decision paralysis when trying to build something. I would say that 9 times out of 10 I just default to wood and cobblestone, or just carving a home for myself underground so that it significantly limits the block palette. Let's take a look at my most recent 2-week Minecraft phase world here for an example. Right off the bat, my sleeping area is underground with all stone and dirt and the addition of some sea lanterns for light. Coming above ground here, there really is a lot of the same thing going on. I do have some stone bricks scattered through my walls, as well as the foundation of some buildings that I never got around to finishing, but for the most part, it's all the same block palette that I would be using in beta Minecraft. Even heading down my railroad system here, there's not much block variety apart from the natural switch to deep slate at Y level 0. Again, this isn't to say that these hundreds of new blocks don't look good to me. I just don't know how to make them work well in a build. I've always loved Minecraft for its simplicity, and I feel that we stray further and further from that with each new update that releases. Leaning into this same sort of category, we're going to talk about modern farms and playstyle. I feel like everywhere I look on YouTube these days, I see a new video about the most efficient way to farm any given item. For a specific example here, we'll talk about village-based iron farms. To skip all of the boring stuff, some of these farms will just work in the background while you're at your house, producing literally thousands of iron per hour. It's also not like there's a high barrier to entry on these farms. I would say it's certainly possible to get a basic iron farm set up within 10 Minecraft days, though I have never tried to. And it's not just iron. Pretty much any item you need, you can look up an automatic farm for in Minecraft. Hopping back into my world here, let's dive deeper into this underground section. I'm going to take a quick tour here, continuing where we left off in my mine. Here we have a minecart that you can put items into, and when we follow it back up the track, we will see that it automatically unloads itself and then sends the minecart back down into the mine for the next person. We also have a chest here that I can put items into, a shulker box unloader here, and a slime farm right underneath of my base so that it is always running. Not only that, but going down the mine, you may have noticed the big cylindrical hole that the minecart was circling around. Within this cylinder, I have created a bubble column that gives you access to 4 different floors of the base. On floor 1 here, we have an automatic smelter that cooks 2 stacks of blocks in about 10 seconds. You put the blocks that you want to smelt over on this side, you put the fuel over on this side, and then you let the minecarts take the items down and spread them throughout the furnaces evenly. Floor 2 is a villager trading hall where all the villagers have been zombified and then re-cured, so that way we get the lowest trades for those guys. Floor 3 is an unfinished enchanting and potion brewing station. Not much to talk about here right now. And floor 4 is an automatic bamboo and sugarcane farm, which again the minecarts circle around to pick up any items. There is a floor underneath of here. and on the inaccessible floor 5 is a villager food farm that is also running all the time since it's in my base. Now you may be asking where all of these items that I'm referring to go to. If we head back up the bubble column to the top of my base here, we have an automatic sorting system that all of these farms we just talked about automatically funnel their drops into. We've got solid blocks over here, we've got glass, we've got obsidian, we've got ores from the minecart chest below, and then we've also got things like food, sugarcane, bamboo, etc. And again, all these farms automatically tie in by hopper and sort all the blocks automatically for me up here. Did I have an amazingly fun time building this with my friends? Absolutely, yes I did. Did I play for very long after all of these farms were constructed? Absolutely no, I did not. And not only that, I crafted these farms specifically to fit into my base. They get much larger and much more efficient using very specific mechanics. There are hundreds of videos out there if you're interested. I play on Bedrock so that I'm able to play with my friends, and my go-to source for farms was Silent Whisperer. I like to say that we are in the industrial age of Minecraft now, because many worlds that I see have most of the skyline covered with these large machines to produce items automatically, or even sometimes something along the lines of an AFK industrial district, where they build all their farms together to be able to AFK them all at once. I still remember having to carry around shears for me to gather wool for my pixel arts, because sheep didn't regrow wool and you couldn't breed them. Now I can just build the Sheepskinner 5000 and have 6 double chests of wool within an hour. Sadly though, I don't build pixel art anymore, and neither does anyone else really, so what's up with that? Bring pixel art back. I don't mean to sound like an old fart here, but the entire way that most people go about playing Minecraft anymore is disengaging at best. I do have to admit though that I love a good redstone build. I mean, check this thing out. This unassuming foundation here that I showed earlier in the video hides a secret. If I just throw my renamed golden carrot at the ground here, then voila. Basically there's a minecart hopper that only accepts a golden carrot if it's named Honda. Don't ask. If an item is accepted, then it triggers a 3-block piston extender to come and grab the blocks and pull them downwards. And it also spits your carrot back out of a dispenser down here. We can then throw the carrot back into the same Minecraft and send the blocks back up, hiding any traces of a secret room. Again, I love a good redstone build, tied into a base every now and again. But most of the time, as I said before, Minecraft is just not engaging when you farm and automate everything, as exemplified by my unfinished, automated base here. Not even just farms, but the game in general is not as fun when everything is farmed. Minecraft raids were meant to be done wave by wave with your friends, fighting until the last enemy, using potions to barely escape death, finally needing to pop that golden apple that you found in a desert temple. Not meant to be AFK farmed while you rake in all the loot. Cooking in the furnace was meant to be done by hand, placing that hard-earned raw iron that you got caving earlier inside, and eagerly waiting to click it back out once smelted. Not thrown into a chest that takes it by hopper into an auto smelter that is also automatically powered by an automatic kelp farm. Things were meant to be experienced, not automated, and I believe that plays a huge part in people's drive to continue playing the game further. Once you have these farms, what else is there to do? It's almost like you're just farming materials to build bigger farms. There's no desire to work for or build anything if everything is handed to you, just like in life. Speaking of life, my final remaining point is simply that you're growing up. Whether you're 15 or 85 or anywhere in between, your attempt to rekindle your Minecraft love, alone or with friends, may simply be for nothing. If you go into the game with a high expectation for it to be just like the first time you all played together, it won't be. So don't expect it to be. You're never going to have that feeling again of staying up late on a school night, finally finding diamonds in your strip mine after hours and hours. Your friends won't always be available all hours of the day to grind out that build that you guys have been working on for days. Things are different now, in Minecraft and in life. That isn't to say that you can't still have fun in Minecraft, because it is an amazing game with many things to offer for all different styles of player. Maybe you should try hardcore mode for the first time. Or maybe you should try building in creative mode for once. If you're on PC, try installing some mods. You may simply need a new approach to playing the game. So what would I recommend? No matter what version of the game you play, and no matter who you're playing with, I would recommend setting your own goals and actually following through with them. When starting a new world, don't set your eyes straight away on the Ender Dragon. Walk around for a while first. Go out and explore. Find a scenic place that inspires you to build your home. With all of these perfect start to Minecraft videos going around recently, you may feel unaccomplished with your puny house and lack of farms, but that may be exactly what you need. Do something that you've never done in Minecraft. Build that snowy village that you've always been dreaming of creating, even though it's inconvenient to build in the snow. Create a castle with lore and backstory, or a giant custom treehouse. Just find something that makes you want to play the game apart from the main storyline. Build whatever your mind can imagine, because that is exactly what Minecraft was intended for.